Hi, everyone. If you have been following my last several videos, you are aware my best friend passed away 2 months ago. I've been in the process of healing and coming to terms with my grief. During this process, I've been doing a lot of research, watching videos, and reading articles online about grief and the afterlife. The information on the afterlife was especially interesting, encouraging, and enlightening. So today, I would like to share with all of you some of the valuable insights I have learned, and maybe these will help those of us in grief to heal and expand our perspective of the afterlife. From eternity's perspective, there's only a thin veil that separates the earthly realm from the afterlife, where we can finally find comfort and peace in knowing that love is what connects us to all those who have crossed over to the other side. Let me say that again. Where we can finally find comfort and peace in knowing that love is what connects us to all those who have crossed over to the other side. Love never dies and remains in our hearts and souls forever. Many have wondered, does love transcends all boundaries relating to death, time, and space? The answer is yes. Love is thought to transcend all things. A writer named Pepper Winters wrote what I believe captured very eloquently the answer to this very question. He writes the following statements. Love transcends time, space, distance, universes. Love can't be confined to pages or photos or memories. It's forever alive and wild and free. Romance comes and goes. Lust flickers and smolders. Trials appear and test. Life gets in the way and educates. Pain can't derail happiness. Joy can delete sadness. Togetherness is more than just a fairy tale. It's a choice. A choice to love and cherish and honor and trust and adore. A choice to love, a choice to choose love, and while knowing it has the power to break you. A choice, dear friends, to give someone your entire heart. But in the end, love is what life is all about. And love is the purpose of everything. And likewise, in the absence of love, E.C. Mackenzie wrote, the loneliest place in the world is the human heart when love is absent. Keeping these two viewpoints in mind, it's easy for us then to conclude that these messages bring important clarity and healing to our grieving process. We grieve the loss of the physicality of our deceased loved ones, but their true essence is the love within their soul that doesn't permanently reside in their body, but lives eternally in the spiritual realm, or what some of us refer to as 6D or 7D higher states of consciousness. Given the truth that love is the true essence within every soul, I would have to agree that love is the purpose of everything. And ideally, it's easy to lose sight of this when we're young and don't really think about time. And many of us still don't think about time until we experience the death of a loved one or a major health crisis later in life. And I can readily admit that I was one of those people who took time for granted until now, since the passing of my truest friend. A few months before my friend passed, I realized how much I loved him and how strong our love was. When he was diagnosed with a terminal disease, it felt like we were racing against time. And every moment of every day was precious. Love was at the forefront of my mind and heart during those few months. Worldly things and other priorities paled in comparison to the love of my friend. Nothing mattered except love. And for those of us who believe in God and the Christian faith, we know that God created all of us as unique, special individuals. Furthermore, according to the Bible, the scripture 1 John chapter 4, verse 16 in the New International Version, the NIV version, states, and so we know and rely on the love of God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. Let me say this again. This is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. It's found in 1 John chapter 4, verse 16 in the New International Version. And so we know and rely on the love of God. Let me say this again. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. The simple truth about love rang true to me during those months of caring for my best friend. The only thing that mattered to me was to visit him every day, to care for him, and to show him love. On the day he passed, as he lay there peacefully in the hospital room, I told him I would love him forever as I gently kissed his cheek. In that moment, the only thing that mattered was the love we shared and a love that will live on forever through eternity. If we accept the truth that God is love and God created us, then our souls um then our souls became God. Oh, I'm sorry. And our souls came from God, and we were created with love. Let me say that again. I apologize. I didn't proofread this when before I started reading this, so I apologize. If we accept the truth that God is love and God created us, then our souls came from God, and we were created with love. So when we pass and cross over to the afterlife, our souls depart from our body and live on. And what's amazing is the love within our souls never dies. In heaven, all souls are connected in love. In summary, life and death are separated by only a thin veil, while it's the love in our hearts that connect us for eternity with our loved ones. The healing process of grief and loss can sometimes challenge our peace, joy, and direction in life. And more importantly, our sadness can lead us to a dark place of depression where we question our faith. We may ask questions like, where is God? Is God punishing me? Is God punishing my loved one? Why is his or her time up? What is the meaning of life? How do I carry on and live with the loss of my loved one? Is life worth living? Now, I will admit all these questions have crossed my mind. And it has been very, very challenging working through my grief, and finding meaning in life, and coming to a place of peace and joy. So I just want to be honest. I'm still working through things, but um, I just want to throw it out there that for all of you who are grieving, if you are having these kind of questions and feelings, and even some doubts of your faith, it's totally normal. Okay, we're only human, and it's a major trauma. It's a major event when someone close to you passes. So it's just as normal human beings, we are going to have these kind of human feelings, and they're not pleasant, but they are true. As I shared in my last video, finding meaning after loss, it's important to not let grief and loss define us, but rather redefine us. Let's face it, we will never be the same after losing a loved one, but we can heal, accept the loss, and transform our sadness into a greater love to become a better version of ourselves. We may feel lost and lose ourselves in the woods of grief and even become one with sadness, but just realize it is only a temporary state of mind that will heal in time. Also, we need to keep in mind that the grieving process is different for everyone. Some heal sooner than others, and some may need a little longer to heal. There is no set standard or time frame for healing. The key is to embrace our sorrow and not let it define us, and instead let this opportunity redefine our goals and life perspective to live a life with more appreciation, more joy, more grace, and more love. Let me say this again. The key is to embrace our sorrow and not let it define us, and instead let this opportunity redefine our goals and life perspective to live a life with more appreciation, more joy, more grace, and more love. If we know our time on earth is limited, then let love be our motivation in all that we do and all that we are, because at the end of life, love is all that truly matters. It's not the things of this world, but rather the people we love and who love us. I will conclude today's discussion with these final questions. Are we going to continually focus on our sadness within our hearts and allow loss to break us? Or will we allow the love within our hearts to heal us? If you haven't seen my past two videos of what loss has taught me and what grief has taught me, I encourage you to check out those two videos. Grief and loss have taught me to live with grateful memories and eternal friendship, and choosing to love openly, surrendering sadness. Although I'm still a long way from healing completely, I wake up each morning with an open heart of love and hope for healing, 1 minute, 1 day, and 1 step at a time. I remind myself daily that grief is not a race or a marathon to hurry and finish, but rather a process and journey to experience. May we choose to love deeper, knowing that while the physical presence of our loved ones has died, their spiritual presence lives on forever. They see and hear us all the time. The good news is not only are our deceased loved ones with us in spirit every day and every moment, but that we will see and join our loved ones in the afterlife someday. Above all, let's remember always that love never dies. Okay? Um, and I just want to say this again because it really means a lot to me, this last couple sentences. Um, May we choose to love deeper, knowing that while the physical presence of our loved ones has died, their spiritual presence lives on forever. They see and hear us all the time. The good news is not only are our deceased loved ones with us in spirit every day and every moment, but that we will see and join our loved ones in the afterlife someday. Above all, let's remember always that love never dies. Okay, folks. Um, this video will pretty much conclude my whole series of videos that pertain to my grieving process and what I've been going through since the death of my best friend. It's been rough. It's something I've never experienced before in my whole life, so this is very, very traumatic for me. And and some of you may be aware, the way he died, I felt has added to my trauma and sadness. So, but I am taking it slowly, one day at a time. I'm not in a rush to heal. I realize it's going to take time, and it's only been a couple of months, so I still have a long way to go. But I hope you enjoyed all these videos, and if this video has resonated with you, please click like and click share. If you have any questions or comments you want to add, please put that below. And I will be happy to answer all your questions, and I welcome any comments that you may have. And please don't subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can be updated on all my future videos. Okay? So folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.